All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for watching the video right now. I have none other than one of my coaching clients, Tony Jackson, again. Tony, man, you're really crushing it in today's real estate market, man.
Oh, thanks, man.
I mean,
Appreciate it.
this is your what, second deal? It hasn't even been 30 days since you closed your first deal, man.
Right.
All
It's
right,
been
that's
less than
great.
30 days since the first one.
Man, that's great, man. And on this deal, I want to talk about it because I've had some people they really want to know exactly how this deal transcribed, from A to Z, the profit and everything else. So I'm gonna let you take it over. Tell me exactly how did you actually acquire this deal?
Okay. Well, first of all, let me, thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ making everything happen,
Right.
and also, want to definitely thank you for all that you've done. Just leading and guiding me, man, the whole way, just step by step. Being who you say you are, doing what you say you're gonna do. So just, basically, it's been I wouldn't say easy because it's been work, but I mean, definitely, you basically holding my hand, man. It's, been unbelievable. So just want to start, with that. But this deal actually started back in late September, early October. Sent out the absentee owner cards, did what you said, got an account with ListSource, got on there, got a list of absentee owners for a particular county, got an account with Click to Mail, set up the account, sent in the list, mailed out the yellow postcards. Got a call from the absentee owner in Mississippi. Said they were interested in selling. They've been out of the house 4 years, so it's just been sitting there. Um, then so we started going back and forth. This is one of those situations like you always talk about follow-ups. At first it didn't seem like anything was going to happen. They said they were interested, but, it's like, well, we've been thinking about it, we'll call you back. And they didn't call back. So I waited a couple weeks, called them back, said they were still kind of interested. And so this went on till basically end of November, early December.
Okay.
And they finally decided, they had had enough to the place. They want to get rid of it. And it was just a matter of negotiating a price. So we negotiated a price, got the contract back, had to actually mail it physically in the mail.
Oh, wow.
And wasn't able to email it. So mailed it. They mailed it back. And then so once I got it, blasted it out to my buyers list, blasted out social media,
Right.
and using Craigslist, Backpage, all the other outlets and stuff. And so actually what happened with this one is got a call from another wholesaler. Said, he saw the place. He had a buyer, was ready to go, like right then. And so arranged for him to go see it. They went and saw it. And then they came back, agreed to one price, because I got it under contract for $95.
Okay.
They agreed to a price of $119. Well, he said, well, let me have my contractor go look at it. Took his contractor out there. Contractor found some things wrong with it, roof and maybe some other water damage, might be some foundational problems, some problems with the foundation. And then so he said, you know what, I can't pay more than $110. So he took a bunch of pictures, that wrote down a bunch of information. So I took that information back to the seller and used that to get it reduced.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So.
All right. So you was able to knock the price. How much of a discount did you get when you went back to that seller?
Another $8,000. So I got it down to $87.
Okay. All right. And you was able to JV with the wholesaler and work with him, and he brought the buyer in, and you was able to close on the deal.
Right.
And this process, how long did it take for them to close? Was it it was less than 30 days, right?
Oh man, it took 2 weeks. But the only reason it took 2 weeks because it was right around Christmas.
Right.
And the guy was going to be gone for the week and a half from Christmas to just after the first.
Okay.
So if it weren't for that, it would have been 6-7 days.
Right. All right. And what was the total profit on this deal?
$23,000.
$23,000. Oh my gosh, man! I just think about, man, when I was working my job, $23,000. I mean, the starting pay at my job was $24,000 for the year.
Right.
So for you to close a wholesale deal for $23,000, and you agree with the wholesaler, right? That's how you split the deal.
Right.
Okay.
And he had an agreement with the buyer that they would split the closing costs. But
okay.
That was out of his part. I just split the deal.
Right.
He paid his part of the closing costs.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that, I mean, that was a win-win situation for you, you know. So you didn't have to even spend any money on marketing or anything like that, you know. To
Nothing.
find a buyer, you was able to just get somebody in there and, you know, bring a buyer to the table, and that's key in this business is networking and you know JVing with somebody. You know,
Right.
it it cuts down the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you're trying to find a buyer of your own, just so that way you can, you know, end up making the larger profit. Skip it. Just go ahead and get it. You know, rid of it. Get a buyer in there to purchase the property, and bam. The whole thing about wholesaling is moving the properties quickly.
Right.
So and
Right.
you were still able to make a quick good change, which was
Yeah.
good. Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely. I thought about something my father-in-law used to say before he passed. 50% of something is better than 100% of nothing.
I'm
So,
glad you said that. That's definitely right, man. That's definitely right, man. So, man, like I said, you've been doing good, man. You've already closed 2 deals in the past 30 days. I already know, you know, that you're gonna close another one before the end of the month. I'm sure, or at least get something under contract because you've definitely been crushing it, man. Can you just tell everybody out there how key it is about this business with marketing?
marketing is everything. I mean, like one of your emails you send out, there's like 3 rules. I mean, the first 3 things to do are marketing, marketing, marketing. That's 1, 2, and 3. I mean, you can't. I mean, you can't get leads without marketing.
Right.
You can't get yourself out there without marketing. I mean, marketing is everything.
Right.
People want to know, can you buy property, secure property with no money down, no credit? I mean, I've done it with both of them.
Right.
Like I told you before, in both contracts, I put down that I would put down a $10 deposit and didn't put down the $10. So the only money I've spent basically is marketing.
Right. Right. So marketing is just the number one thing you need to focus on.
Oh man, marketing is 1, 2, and 3.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right. I agree, man. I agree. So, man, you have any advice out there for any body that's brand new, never flipped a deal? You know, they don't know where to start. You know, they've been reading a few books or whatever, but they just don't know where to start.
You have to get a coach slash mentor. However you want to label it. You have to do it because it cuts down the learning curve. You learn so many things that you're not going to get out of these books. I tried that route too. You get the basic information,
Right.
and you find out you can do it. But as far as where do I begin? I mean, what do I do first? You're not going to get that without having a coach.
Right.
That's why whenever I talk to somebody or doing these videos with you, I always tell people to get with you. If they're serious about what they're doing, get with you, man.
Right.
It'll cut down the learning curve, like I said, and it'll just make things a whole lot easier. And plus, you're there every step of the way. You're not just taking people's money, and then nobody can find you and that kind of, I talk to you all the time. If I'm not talking to you on the phone, I email you, respond right away. So, I mean, it's a can't lose situation. You just have to get a coach, a mentor, and then you have to be persistent, be diligent, man. Because, you're not going to do anything, get anywhere if you quit. I know it gets frustrating sometimes because I had, like before I closed my first deal, I had like 2 or 3 deals fall apart.
Yeah.
The last part, but just kept going. It's a grind, man.
Yeah,
You just
exactly.
have to stay with it.
Yeah, because it weeds out the people that are going to be really real in this business are going to last. It's like to see who's strong,
Right.
and making sure that you have that faith that this is what you're supposed to be doing, and if you don't have that faith that you can make this business work and be able to, run this business and make money in this business, it's going to weed you out because it'll challenge you. And, if you give up too easily, I mean, everybody else, the naysayers and the haters, they end up winning. So you got to, like you said, just keep going, keep pushing.
Right. Right. And the other thing I wanted to mention was, associations, like who you hang around with, who you even talk to about what you're doing. I mean, if you know people that are kind of negative or whatever, just don't tell them what you're doing until you get, your first check or something.
Right.
And you can actually show them that, man, look, this is what I've been doing. This is why you ain't heard from me, whatever it is.
And then they'll be like, all right, Tony, show me how what you're doing, man. Show me exactly how to do what you're doing, man.
Yep. So your associations, man, it makes all the difference, who you hang around with, who you talk to. Another thing, another one of your tips was like reading books, just changing your mindset.
Right.
A lot of people have different circumstances, different situations growing up and end up with poor mindsets, whatever. So you have to change your mindset.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Definitely. It starts between your ears, your two ears,
Yeah.
your mindset. That's the first thing. Got to get right. You know. And another thing, just to let everybody know, you're doing this business, real estate, flipping homes. You're doing this part time. Is that correct?
Oh yeah. Right now I have a day job, so it's in the evening and on weekends.
Right. Right. So I mean, just to let everybody know is that Tony's a living, testimony that you can do this business part time. And you can turn it into a full time business as you go on. But you can flip homes even if you have a 40-hour a week job.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So
So man,
if you're competent enough to use the phone, or send out an email,
right. So that's true.
you can do it.
All right. So thank you, Tony, man. I want to, thank you for coming out. Like I said, this guy, Tony, has been crushing it. He's brought in a total profits of $33,000 in the past 30 days. Most people don't even make that in 12 months. Some people don't even make that. I don't even want to say longer than that, 16 months, whatever. So, I mean, he's a guy out here that's really crushing it, man. And I just, thank you for, having you as a student, man. You've definitely, been a blessing, and you've been doing everything I tell you to do. You've been showing people that you can do it. Anybody else can do it. This business does work. And man, I just wish everything best for you, man, in this year, man. I know you're gonna turn this business to a full-time business and take that wife on that trip and them cruises.
Yeah, I told her one day going to Paris, so
Okay.
I got to make it happen.
All right, that's good, man. All right, so man, not gonna hold up any more time. I thank you for coming on the call, man, and I'll see you and talk with you soon.
All right, man. I appreciate you again, man. Everything you've done, everything you said has been right on. You've been real, and nobody like you out there, man. So people serious about what they're doing, they want to make some money. They need to get with Chris Bruce, man.
All right, I appreciate that, man.